Hello, AD. I'm Seth Rogen. Welcome to Houseplant. This is a front yard. We've been operating a lot throughout COVID, so we've had a lot of meetings and get-togethers out here, outdoors. We're finally returning to the indoors, but people love cornhole in America. That's what I've learned. We have houseplant cornhole and a hammock. It's lovely out here. I've never napped out here. I'm not a big napper in general, I'll say. Napping ruins my whole day. I don't recover from a nap. Shall we head in? Ta-da! Welcome to the inside of the Houseplant house. I'll be honest, we did not set out to base Houseplant out of a house, which is, as I say it was something you would assume we would have wanted from the get-go. We created a weed and home goods company called Houseplant, and we needed somewhere to base our operations out of. Kind of like a workspace for people to come hang out. We talk about our products a lot. A lot of our products are home goods, so we found to be able to see them in a home type setting was invaluable. We have actual an office type setting as well. That would be a very boring tour for Architectural Digest. But this space, we've conceived of a lot of our products in this space. I mean, it was really started out of two things. We sell weed and we sell home goods. So on the weed side, we really just want to sell incredibly good, strong weed that is beautiful and the exact type of weed that I, as someone who smokes a lot of weed, is looking for. We wanted it to come in innovative and interesting packaging. And as someone who, smokes weed all day, every day, and has a home that they like to reflect their sensibilities and who they are and their tastes, I found myself really struggling to furnish my home in a way that complemented the fact that I smoke weed all day, every day, and also the fact that I wanted to have nice things around. And so we started making those things. This is a vase I made. I do ceramics as well. I've been making these gloopy glazes for a long time. That was a really early example of them. And we've been trying to find a way to produce at some sort of scale a gloopy glazed ashtray. And these are our first ones. And they're really beautiful. That's something I'm psyched about. It's just fun because we would brainstorm all sorts of just ways we could kind of express our love of weed in as many creative ways we possibly could. And one of the ideas that we came up with was to make these they're essentially mixtapes that are designed to match the moods of the different strains. So the sativa record is all really upbeat music, and the indica record is all really, really, really mellow music. And we pick all the songs, and they're amazing. And I listen to them all the time. And they're actually fantastic mixes of music that do genuinely match the different types of weed. We start our creative process from a very personal place. Even if you don't smoke weed, your friends will, and when they come over, you'll want to host them. And if you're the type of person that wants to have things that speak to your taste, then this is the kind of stuff that we think hopefully people will like. This is one of the first things we made. It was a very simple lighter ashtray combo. Beyonce took a picture with this. It was a very thrilling moment for all of us at Houseplant. This is a rolling tray, which we're really psyched about. This is something that I've had for years actually because we were working on prototypes of it. But this is so utilitarian if you smoke a lot of weed, but it's also very pretty and kind of nothing like it really exists. So yeah, we were really psyched about this. These sold out very quickly. And this is an orb I made. This is based on my dog Zelda. She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. And I always lose my lighters, and it's a real problem. And me and my wife, we don't fight about much. She really is mad that I will take lighters from her and lose them. I don't know where they go. I won't pretend it's not a real problem. But we made a incredibly heavy little lighter caddy in the shape of my sweet dog Zelda. This is one of my favorite things also. You know, I started collecting a lot of vintage ashtrays, and these standing ashtrays are something that I started to notice were very big in like there's ones from the 50s and 60s and 70s. And it's great because you don't always have a side table to put an ashtray on. And something we talk so much about is cleanability, because I actually use my ashtrays all the time. And like having them be cleanable is something that we probably talk about like more than almost anything, like ad nauseum. We talk about how you would clean these products if you use them all the time. So this thing just comes out and you can clean it and then put it back in there. There's more things here. Marble oil lamp. This is a car lighter in a block of marble, which is one of our best products. There you go. There you go. These are ashtrays built based on ashtrays that I made. And one of the first things I made was ashtrays because they're not that complicated, but also because I felt like this was a design that would be good and didn't really exist, like a little cup with a little notch in it, essentially. And so I started making them. And then we started producing them, and thousands of people now own them, and it's lovely. Our conference room. Do I look funny standing in here alone? Probably. This, though, if you want to talk vintage ashtrays, this is one of the best vintage ashtrays. Walter Bossy? I'm not right. It's one of those things I've never heard someone say it. Not a word being said a lot, but B-O-S-S-E, the guy who made this ashtray. It's a stacking hedgehog ashtray. And it's perfect if you're having like a dinner party or something like that, and there's a bunch of people smoking weed, and they're absolutely adorable. Yeah, there used to be a time, everyone used to smoke cigarettes because they literally thought it was good for you. And that was a bad time, but the good thing about that time is a lot of brilliant minds shamelessly funneled their creative efforts into making ashtrays. Thankfully, smoking cigarettes fell out of fashion, but unfortunately with it, ashtray ingenuity fell out of fashion as well. And I think with the rise of weed becoming more acceptable and people smoking it more, ashtray ingenuity is on the rise once again. This is a lamp ashtray. This again was something that was very intuitive. For years and years, I would look at an ashtray and a lamp sitting on my desk, side by side. Two different things. We thought, what if it was one thing? Yeah, and we like to we test them out in our own offices for large periods of time to make sure they work. I take everything home with me for like months and months and months, and I use it like to death to make sure that they work properly. This I had for like almost a year before we sold it, just making sure the grinder thing worked properly and the little dispenser thing, adding a little notch for the filters, reorienting it. Yeah, we spend a lot of time making sure that they're good. We spend an insanely large amount of time on our packaging, making sure it's a nice experience. Everything comes with instructions. Because I come from a time when things had instructions. There's little Zelda sitting in there. She has no idea. That's what I always say to her. You don't know. You don't know how much effort I put into you, Zelda. You just take it. These are just some more offices. This is more example of our packaging. Marketing is a thing that we've had a real journey on it. This was one of our more simple kind of like vintage ads, we would kind of refer to them internally as. It's challenging stuff to market sometimes because it is not something that, it's kind of new. Like it's kind of old in a lot of ways, but it is kind of new in a lot of ways. And it is one of the things you sit down, you're like, cars, people are advertising those. Potato chips, I myself have done those. Table lighter ashtrays, there's not a lot of ads for that kind of thing out there. And so it is always a challenge to kind of crack how to communicate this stuff to people. Once they get it, they're always psyched. And we like to put how much everything weighs. This is a workshop. This is a very old work table. Those chairs I actually think are from the movie This Is the End. Those green ones, we stole those from the set of that film. I stole a lot of the furniture from the set of that movie and shipped it from New Orleans back to Los Angeles and furnished our office and homes with it. So yeah, those two green chairs are for sure stolen from This Is the End. That side table might be as well. These were the first ashtrays I actually made. And the ashtrays we sell are based off of these designs, basically. These matches are funny because they were a printing error. Like, we did not intend to make matchbooks this big. This was a mistake. And then we saw them and we're like, that's actually really cool. We should embrace that. And that's a creative lesson for all of you. Or not. Sometimes you should not embrace your error, and you should send them back to the printer and say this is wrong. But in this instance, we like them. These are a small sampling of our vintage ashtrays. We at Houseplant have one of the largest vintage ashtray collections in the world. That being said, like I was saying, not something a lot of people are like jockeying for necessarily. You at home could very quickly probably become the owner of one of the world's largest vintage ashtray collections. But for the time being, we have a lot of them, and we find them inspirational, and they're great to have around. A lot of them are Italian, not shockingly. Italians leaned into smoking with style. There's some ceramic ones. A lot of the ceramic ones are actually from California. LA had a big ceramics moment in the 70s. These are hanging ashtrays, which are really cool. You tie them to rope, hang them from trees and stuff like that. I like an ashtray that like has a deep well. Like this to me is the perfect shape of an ashtray. It like you can rest your joint there, you can put a bunch of roaches in there and you don't see them, you can carry it around and ash doesn't blow everywhere. As opposed to, again, as beautiful as these are, like this is so shallow and you can see it. So like after one joint or whatever, it's just sitting there and you have to clean it, you know? And that's what's nice about those is it's not unsightly to not clean them all the time, and the ash doesn't blow everywhere, and there is a place to like rest your joint, you know? It really was born out of half a lifetime of smoking weed, just being like, I want an ashtray that does this, you know? But a lot of these are very beautiful, and the ceramic, the materials are gorgeous, and it's awesome. These are some of the people who work at Houseplant too. Why don't you introduce yourselves, everybody?
Mikey, co-founder, CEO.
Yay!
Alex McAtee, hi.
Evan Goldberg, hello.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Juarez.
We are Houseplant.
We are Houseplant.
And this is where you meet.
We talk about our beverages.
Yeah, we have beverages that we've been working on formulations for and creative for, and they'll be launching later on this year, and we're super excited about them. They're low dose and mid dose THC beverages, sparkling flavored waters that taste amazing. And
they have no calorie and no sugar.
That's a big one.
This will be the testing ground for what we can and cannot legally say about our beverages.
Cannabis products should come out of the stash drawer. I think you've got this old school stoner mentality that we don't deserve nice things and it should be tucked away, but we're making products that we're proud to have on display.
We like the company. We're committed to the company. We're not going to stop working
Stop the company.
towards the company.
Stop the company.
We really believe in this company. We do.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, AD, for visiting Houseplant. It was lovely to have you, and thank you at home for coming and visiting my office, which I'm sure is not like a thing that you were hoping to do, but hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. Wonder what Seth Rogen's office is like. Well, now you know. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your days.